How many times have you had difficulty in your life saying no to anyone? The ability to say no, just two letters. It seems like such an easy word, right? No. But how many of you on a daily basis, when you should say no, choose not to say no because it's the hardest thing to do? The emotion that drives the inability to say no is fascinating. I mean, I have had people say no to me, and I've always had the ability to say no to others as well. And I've realized that saying no is also a boundary. It's a boundary that's necessary to protect your own interests and to ensure that what you want is going to happen. When you choose not to say no, you're either delaying the inevitable, you're procrastinating, or you're just blowing smoke up somebody's you know what. But saying no is necessary, not just for the other person involved in the conversation. Saying no is important because it's about adhering to a boundary that you're setting for yourself. Like, for example, one of my boundaries is I don't disrespect myself, so therefore I don't allow other people to disrespect me. That's clear, right? So when somebody's disrespecting me, what am I supposed to say? Go right ahead. You do what you're doing. It's okay, because my boundary doesn't matter. What matters right now to me, and it's more important to me, is you having the ability to do what you're doing. Does that make any sense? You know, we have become a generation of, let me say this differently. We have become people in this generation that practice the art of having a lack of accountability. Your inability to say no also makes you, not accountable. You're not accountable to the other person. You're not accountable to yourself, because setting boundaries is part of the teaching process. By upholding your boundary, you're teaching the other person how to uphold a boundary. Essentially, you're teaching them about what boundaries are and the necessity in boundaries. Becoming consciously aware of saying yes when you shouldn't is important in any relationship across the board. Don't tell the person yes when you mean no, because that creates further conflict down the road. At some point, that yes that you said that you did not mean is going to come back to haunt you, and is going to come back with dire consequences than you can imagine. Speaking the truth, the ability to say no, comes from speaking your truth, from being able to say effectively, I don't want something. If you don't tell the person the truth, then they're going off the notion that what you're saying is truth. And then that is also deceptive. So the not saying no and saying yes can also be you lying in a way. It definitely is. Is you lying in that moment to offset the fact that you don't want to deal with the discomfort that would come with having a conversation when you say no. So a lot of times people that say no, they're either doing two things. They're either people pleasing or they're avoiding conflict, which is also part of people pleasing. There are a lot of people in this world who are non-confrontational. And I have a video in here that talks about the ability to confront issues. Confronting issues doesn't mean you're confrontational. Confronting issues means that you understand that it's necessary to confront an issue so that you don't have to delay the process and have to deal with the chaos later. If you can learn to confront the issue now, if you can learn to say no now, and no is a full sentence. I'm sure you've heard that. I'm not saying anything new. No is a full sentence. So when you say no, a lot of times people that don't respect boundaries will push and say, but why? And they'll keep on coming. That's okay. They can keep on coming all they want. You just need to stand your ground, hold your boundary in place, and tell them it doesn't matter what you're going to say. I'm sticking to this boundary. My no for me is keeping my boundary in place. Does that make sense? Does that help you any? I hope it does. When you are not able to say no to someone, you're also shifting focus, right? You're shifting the focus from the truth and shifting the focus onto a whole delusion. You're making this person think that what you're saying or what you're complying with is something that is real. You're creating this whole adverse reality that it cannot sustain itself. It will manifest in your relationship or your life, or somehow it will come back to haunt you. So you can build up a stack of no's. or you can say, you know what, yes to a lot of things that you don't mean. And the difference is one is less chaotic. It gives you a more peaceful existence. And the other one creates more drama. It creates more chaos. It creates more conflict. It is time to confront your issues. It is time to understand that when you say no, it is not a status symbol just to put somebody off or to tell someone or to delay the inevitable. Saying no means that you understand that you want to be whole. Saying no means that you understand that consciously you're making efforts in becoming a whole person. A whole person means that you understand that no is effectively you building the building blocks of a greater character. My name is Ingrid Felton. As always, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing to the videos. Thank you for your comments. And as always, keep coming because I need you in order to keep doing what I'm doing. Remember, saying no today can save a lot of drama tomorrow. Bye.